it was a Dickey's barbecue, which is, you know, it's a Texas institution. And Ms. Harding served herself a cup of sweet tea from a tea dispenser, and the reason that people saw this on the news is because it was well documented by security camera. And you can see on the security camera everything that happens in this fact pattern. And after the first sip of tea, she was immediately burned in her throat. It turned out that there was lye in the tea. And so it was the restaurant had kept a sugar bucket, a bucket that had previously been used as sugar, or to hold sugar, to keep lye, and they used the lye to degrease some equipment in the kitchen. And lye is a very caustic chemical and very dangerous to work with. So the person who sugared the tea was an employee of the franchisor who had been subbing in at the franchisee unit that resulted in a suit against the franchisor, but that the franchisor employee that was on site that day that poured the lye into the tea thinking it was sugar did not know that that's where the restaurant kept the lye. So all of these dominoes fall in this crazy fact pattern that ultimately leads to somebody in a very serious distress, spending a very significant amount of time in the hospital, potentially life-threatening situation. It could have been far, far worse, and it could have affected a number of people. I mean, luckily it only affected her before, you know, something, it was, I mean, it wouldn't have affected that many people because, you know, you notice when somebody starts coughing and screaming after they drink tea, but, you know, if 2 or 3 people get tea at the same time, it could have been far worse. And then throughout the investigation by the plaintiff's lawyer figures out that a month prior, a different employee had burned herself when she stuck her finger into the sugar container and licked it to see if it was even sugar or the chemical. So she had a blistering and bleeding tongue, and that employee quit her job the day before the plaintiff was injured. And the settlement was, I mean, the dollar amounts weren't made public, obviously, but the fact that the case settled, there was a lot of transparency in this because the plaintiff's lawyer and the plaintiff came out and to the restaurant's credit, they said, we're going to address how we change our policies and train on our policies, and we want to make sure that our operational infrastructure is such that this never happens again. But it was, I mean, it would be funny if it didn't involve serious near catastrophic injury,